The UN Secretary General charges Israel and Russia with rape. We'll talk more about it on this episode of the MC Too Tall Show.
Illuminati is a thing you need to watch out for. They want to depopulate and slave us so much more. World domination, I'll get into that later. I'm hardcore, fierce and sexy. You're just a hater. You deserve the ridicule because you're an absolute zero. I'm the keeper of the chalice, a rock and roll hero. I'm not an idiot nobody listens to, because I'm not a failure in life like you. Let's talk about Bill Gates and the mark of the beast and the orgies in the streets at the Catholic feasts and Bill and Hillary's human trafficking ring. And George Soros got the money to pay for everything. Socialism is for losers, working for the devil. Chumps that can't fight, they ain't on my level. It takes an evil one to try to debunk and doubt it, so I'd rather die than stop talking about it. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out for the Illuminati. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out for the Illuminati. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out for the Illuminati. Watch out for the Illuminati.
What's good, my people? You're watching the MC Too Tall Show, and I am your hardcore, fierce, and sexy host, MC Too Tall, and I have business cards, and they're very nice. Israel. Apparently, according to the UN, Israel and Russia are rapists. They're gonna contemplate on changing the names of Russia and Israel to Rapia and Isrape, because the military of these two nations just can't stop raping. They're out there committing violent sexual assaults on the women of the nations they're competing with. Well, not competing with, combating with. And, we'll start with Israel. Israel is the Holy Land. So these soldiers representing the Holy Land are marching into Gaza, according to this charge from the UN. And they're looking up the Gazan women up and down and saying, man, oh man, that behind from Palestine. And they want to get in there and forcibly have sex with these women. Now, look, I know Gazan women could be sexy. I mean, those Arab women are hot AF. But please, Israeli soldiers, try to refrain from forcing yourselves on them. Because now you're breaking international laws, you're breaking UN guidelines, and you're going to make it bad for everyone else, and the whole country is going to be charged with rape. And like I said, I support Trump because I'm against rapists. So, making it very difficult for people to be on your side if you're out there letting your soldiers just rape everything in sight. It's no good. It's not a good look, number one. And number two, what kind of sleazebag would pose as a freedom fighter and then stoop to the level of raping civilian women? And here are my sources. Bloomberg News, NBC, CNN, and Al Jazeera. Those are my news sources for this story. And nothing from Fox, nothing from OAN, none of that. So maybe I'll find out if Bill O'Reilly talks about it on the No Spin News. Oh, no, he said he's taken off tonight. So I won't know until Monday what's going on. And by that time, it'll be old news. But yeah, apparently, Israeli soldiers cannot control themselves. They're getting sexually aroused by the sight of Gazan women, and they're having sex with these Gazan women without their consent. And this is not something that you want to do. So we're going to save you from your own government in Gaza, because your own government in Gaza believes it's okay for men to just randomly get into arranged marriages with women and have sex with them whenever they feel like it, even though the girl didn't want to be in the marriage in the first place. So we're going to show you how wrong that is by raping you. Make that make sense. So if I was the Israeli government, I'd look up who these soldiers are, court-martial them, jail them, remove them from society. Excuse me, because this is not some caught-in-the-moment thing while in combat. This means whether you're a soldier or a civilian, you're doing that in all seriousness. You are a scumbag that needs to be removed from society by any means necessary. I am against all types of sexual assault. I'm against pedophilia, of course. I'm against taking advantage of people who aren't capable of consenting. I'm against all that. I'm against domestic violence. I'm against overpowering women to make any ends meet. To meet any ends, I should say. And so, Israel, if this is true, like I said, these are my 4 news sources: Bloomberg, NBC, CNN, and Al Jazeera. If what these 4 news outlets are saying is true, Israeli government should step in, especially since they represent the Holy Land. They should step in, court-martial these bastards, stick them in a prison for the rest of their lives, because they would be doing that to anybody if they were civilians. You just put a uniform on them and put a gun in their hand, and these are the types of people that think it gives them a license to rape, like Sean Penn's role that he played in Casualties of War. And by the way, the real Sean Penn is like that, and it will come out soon. He's going to be the next Steve from that 70s show. I forget what the actor's name that played that Steve character on that 70s show, but look him up. He's a son of a bitch bastard, and he ought to spend the rest of his life in jail. But anyway, moving on to Russia. Russia. So they weren't interfering with American elections. They were raping Ukrainian women, or women from that area that Ukraine claims is theirs, that has been part of Russia for centuries, which is why Vladimir Putin believes this should be theirs, instead of working out some type of treaty to acquire that land by treaty or purchase. But anyway, the Russian soldiers are going in there and they're raping away. And rumor has it that Vladimir Putin himself may be involved in these rapes. And I'm not sure about that. I don't know how true that is, so I don't want to jump the gun and jump to conclusions. It's just a rumor. But they are charging that Russian soldiers are sexually assaulting Ukrainian civilian women. again, this is Russia has been made just a bit of a pariah by its leader Vladimir Putin. Now, he's a very shrewd man, but he knows how to manipulate the media and propaganda in his country. He knows how to make himself look like he's looking out for the best interest of Russia. He's not. He just loves power. And he's every bit of an evil man that Bill O'Reilly says he is in his upcoming book, Confronting Evil. But you don't, even if you're that friggin' evil, there's certain things you don't want to do for all the world to see. Like allow your soldiers to go out there raping. Now, Russia may handle things a little bit differently than Israel because one nation is less righteous than the other. So they may pull them, claim these guys went to the gulags, and give them desk jobs. But do something to show you're doing something. We have a peace deal to negotiate. And if the UN steps in and removes Vladimir Putin, because all these Russians don't realize that Putin is literally killing them, the Russians themselves will be in an uproar. There is a large percentage of Russian people that genuinely adore Vladimir Putin. I don't adore him. I know you probably don't adore him. And there's a decent amount of people within Russia that don't adore him. But in reality, those people, as large a portion of the country they may be, they're still outnumbered by the people who believe in the propaganda in Russian media, and they love and adore Vladimir Putin, and Russia would be in an uproar. The world would be in an uproar if the UN stepped in and removed Vladimir Putin. And so, this concludes this episode of the MC Too Tall Show. There's a phone ringing in the background. On to the I say, respect God, watch out for the Illuminati, follow and share my wonderful content, tell all your friends about me, stay strong, keep kicking that slang. It's your boy in the building, MC Too Tall.